Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I would share some fall decorating. I wanted to share some tips and some styling ideas for how to decorate a porch for the fall. Decorating and styling seasonally is one of my favorite types of videos to make, so make sure you guys are subscribed because we have more fall videos coming. Also, if you have not yet found me on Instagram, head on over and find me at Valerie Aguirre, where I share a lot of behind the scenes, home, and fun stuff there too. Okay, so the last porch update I did, I believe, was the beginning of spring. And as you know, porches just don't last. They get weathered and they need a little bit of love each season. I always like to start off with a really blank, clean canvas. So I am going to hose down the entire front porch and give it a good cleaning. This makes for a really nice and clean backdrop for your porch decor. If you have a pressure washer, that works wonders as well. So some of the elements I wanted to bring onto the porch, of course, are pumpkins. I kind of stuck with a green and white in that family. I also have some new plants that I definitely wanted to incorporate with really pretty colors. So I headed over to Lowe's. They had these really pretty potato vines. I will link all of this down below in the description just in case you guys are curious. These were $6.48 a piece, so I grabbed a couple of these and they did have several different colors. So I just put things together and see what works. One design tip that I try and follow with a lot of things when choosing color is you want your colors to talk to each other, if that makes sense. So if there's purple in one, you kind of want to find one that has a little bit of purple in it, or green, or vice versa, things that will complement each other. And that's what I love about stores like Home Depot and Lowe's is you can really put things together and, play around, see if they fit. If they don't, you just go put it back. It's really, really fun that way. This kale would be perfect for bringing in a lot of purples and greens. This has both colors in it, so it would complement either or really well. This is another one that looks really good when it's paired with purples and those types of things. It's really pretty, inexpensive, and it's a good kind of filler. Mums are always huge around fall. They come in all types of colors, the pinks, oranges, reds. I like mums, but I feel like they're a little bit overdone, so I wanted to do something a little bit different. So in my cart, I have most of what I'm going to use. I'm still looking for a couple more, but you can see how this just blends really, really well. It brings in a little bit of extra colors, but if you can see what I mean, how it brings in the greens and the purples, it really works well. I can never pass up looking at the planters, and they had these beauties for $39.98 at Lowe's. I think they are gorgeous, so I am going to try a couple plants in there and see how they work with colors and about how many I could get in there, and just kind of get an idea of how many I need and what will work with that planter, because I love it. They also had another one I didn't get video of, but I did bring it home with me. It was kind of a turquoise color. You can see it right in the back there. So I have a little DIY planned for that guy. I also grabbed some of this grass. It actually has 2 stalks in there, so that was perfect for my 2 planters. And then I'm going to put potting mix in my planter. These have great drainage in the bottom, so I don't have to worry about that. And that larger pot is that turquoise pot, so I'm going to show you guys how I got that look. So I just taped off the handles on the sides there, and I used some Rust-Oleum in the flat black color. I just sprayed this all over that planter. I made sure to get that little inside right there, and then after I was done painting and let it dry a little while, I took some of this mortar, and I will link this down below if you guys are interested. I use this all the time in different projects. So I just sprinkle it on, and then I put on a rubber glove because it will dry your hands out, and then I just rub it in really good. And after I have pretty much got it all over, I will just take like a matte clear coat of spray paint and then spray over it. Kind of locks in that like cemented look, adds a little bit of texture, and then it keeps a little bit of that gray. So I actually did 2 coats. I did another coat over this, and then I just kind of left it there. So you can see how it is a little bit dusty, so I'm going to take a towel and just kind of dust it off a little bit, but it does still have that hazy look even after you dust it off. I really liked that little planter and I wanted a larger one like it. They didn't have a larger one, so I just decided to make one, but it actually turned out pretty well and I love those little handles on the sides. This is a perfect example of not being afraid to change something even if you're buying it new. A can of spray paint will work wonders. So I did want to get some close-ups of some of the plants I used just in case you guys are curious. So the grass that I used was the Rubrum Grass. It kind of has like purples and greens and I really wanted to stick in that color scheme. And then these are the potato vines and they come in all different types of colors. So I opted for kind of the greens and purples again. Another tip is don't be afraid to really squish them in there. They have lots of roots and it does not hurt them at all. So in the back, I used the grass for a little bit of height. That is kind of your thriller. And then the 2 potato vines are actually double as your filler and your spiller. They kind of drape over and look really pretty all together, but they still look really full, vibrant, and really nice. So for the larger pot, I kind of had the same concept. I was going to do 3 different types of plants. This is the Berberis, I'm not sure how to say that, in the orange rocket color. And it did dry out a little bit. These probably need a lot of water because I only had this at my house for a day and it was already pretty dry from when I brought it home. So in this planter, I have the red rocket, the 2 potato vines, and then that grass in there as well. One of my favorite things about decorating seasonally is getting a new porch mat. Now, I think this might be indoors. I think you can wash it maybe on a gentle cycle, but this is from Target. It's the Studio McGee rug, and I love this. I thought it was so pretty. Don't mind my bare feet, but I am just putting these planters right on top of that rug now, and you can really start seeing everything come together. Our front door is actually black. It's pulling a lot of purple on camera, but it is black. So now for the pumpkins, like I said, I kind of stuck with lots of greens and whites in that kind of color family. So we had a pretty fun time picking all of these pumpkins out for the porch. There is nothing better. It's so fun. I like how these little warty ones kind of add a little bit of a different texture. They're not totally smooth. They just add a little bit of variety and irregularity. I really like those little warty guys. And then you cannot forget the wreath. So I DIY'd this wreath and I'm going to show you guys the exact DIY in next week's video. I actually just picked up a couple things from Hobby Lobby. It was actually really easy. They were just 3 different floral type things, the wheat, the grass, and then this kind of pinkish floral. And what I love about it is that it is all preserved. So once fall is over, we can store it in the garage and use it year after year. So I really love that. I love that natural wheat texture. It's a really pretty neutral color with the little pops of kind of pinkish purple in there again, and that green kind of in the backdrop. You can barely see it, but it does make a little bit of a statement. And there we have it, some subtle, simple changes. My favorite thing is planting and gardening, those types of things, and especially when you bring in more natural elements like pumpkins in very irregular colors and textures. I feel like it just makes such an entrance and such a statement. I love looking at my front porch now. These pots are one of my favorite things, especially the one that I DIY'd and those little handles. I feel like refreshing small spaces like this can really kind of reset your entrance or your home, or that feeling that kind of gives you a new or fresh start for each season. Something so simple as something you walk through every day, like an entrance, really does have an impact on your mood, or mine at least. Once I walk past something that brings me so much joy, like pumpkins and beautiful, vibrant plants, a pot that I DIY'd just brings a lot of joy and pride to my home. So with that, I hope you guys have a beautiful fall season. We're so glad you guys are here. Make sure that you're subscribed so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And with that, we'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching.